everybody, welcome back to another episode of Happiness Matters, the show with me, Beanie Man, and of course my sidekick, Mo the service dog, because he's so cute. And today I have a friend here, and no, we did not meet networking. We did not meet on Facebook. We actually met in person through the military because our husbands work together, and that's how we got to know each other, became friends, and Carissa is amazing.
I try to be amazing.
There's no try. There's no try.
Okay, no try.
You either do or you don't.
Positive.
And since you're amazing,
gray area.
No, there's none of that. None of that.
Yes.
And since you are amazing, you are just amazing.
Well, thank you.
Just run with it. It's all good. So you are actually full-blown Native American.
Yes, I am.
And you
Down
are
south. Actually from the Navajo Nation.
Okay.
Which is, we call ourselves the Ne people.
The who people?
The Ne people.
Okay.
But the world knows us as the Navajo people.
Okay.
You know, Navajo Nation. So we're based out of the four corners of New Mexico, Arizona, Utah.
Okay.
So we're like the largest tribe in the United States.
Okay.
Really.
Yeah, it's the most.
We're like rabbits. We're just.
I'm not going there. I'm just not going there.
But we're everywhere.
Yes. You're everywhere. There. No, I mean, see, and the fun thing is, so, as you all know, I was born and raised in Germany, but I was always fascinated, and now I know why, but at that time, I had no idea why I was so fascinated with the Wild West, with Indians and that cowboys and the whole thing. That was just like, I always felt like, they're my people. It's just weird, but now, anyway. But so tell us a little bit about you.
Well, there's many things to tell.
So were you actually born on the reservation?
Yes.
Or were you born?
I was actually born in the Navajo Nation in New Mexico area, Shiprock area, particularly.
Say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, particularly. Tongue twister. But yeah, I was born and raised there. My parents, my 2 brothers, my sister. So I grew up there all my life. Well, yeah, most of my young life, you know. But loved it, still go back home with my children. So
As you should, because family.
Yeah, that's home.
And I know for you guys, family is really.
We're very close.
You're very close.
Everything's like you always say. There's no gray area. Like we didn't call each other cousins or aunties. Like your mother, your father, your grandparents. That's your sister. You
Right.
know? We have a whole clan system, so our culture's really different. You know, because I grew up on the res and then I went to the military, so then it was a whole different experience.
I can imagine. It's like 2 complete different universes almost.
Yeah, you meet just melting pot. The military's a melting pot with
Yes,
different
it is.
people, different culture, different background. And you don't realize how ignorant you are yourself. Vice versa with other people.
That's the truth, right?
You know,
because we
biggest
know
concept
what
is
we
like,
know. And
yeah.
it's like, what? There's a world out there. There's other people out there. They have other beliefs, other somethings. What?
Yeah, and when I meet people, they don't think I'm Native. They always think I'm Hispanic or some other culture. I'm like, no, I'm Native American. So, yeah, that's how I went to the military or the outside world.
Isn't that interesting how we put people in little boxes? You know, we have those compartments, and it's like, what do you mean you don't fit in this compartment that I have for you in my mind? What's wrong with you?
Look. I guess it's supposed to be a look. I'm like, what look? How was I supposed to look?
I mean, other than human, I have no idea.
Yeah, but then I was the same way with other people, you know? Like,
Right.
I didn't know y'all were there.
Just
from what you watch on TV and what you're surrounded with.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right.
Back then, we didn't have we didn't have internet.
Right.
You just had TV and your surrounding. You know, of course you read a lot.
Right.
You know.
And you play outside.
Yeah.
And you interact with people.
Yeah.
People.
And this is the weird thing. And I used to always tell my husband, like, you know what, when I was young, I used to watch the Cowboys and Indians. And I never realized I was Indian like that, you know? I just knew I was Navajo, but, you know, but it was just surreal. That's like, that doesn't make sense.
I know, I'm
Right?
thinking it's like
I was that, and did not realize I was that.
that's funny. That's
You know?
funny. That's awesome.
But it's like, wow, because you don't really, I guess when you're young, you don't pay attention to the ignorance around you as well.
Right. And that's huge.
And you're innocent, you know? Like, wow, I guess I was supposed to be offended, you know? By other non-natives, we call it border towns. And there's always a lot of ignorance and racism and stuff like that. When I grew
That's
up.
sadly, that's everywhere.
But I never
these
knew
days.
why, you know? I'm like, why? Why is this person mean to my dad?
I know, right?
And you just don't know. You just give him that mean look like, but I didn't know why. It was because of he was native. And
But you
there's
know,
that border
kudos.
racism.
I have to
so-
say kudos to your parents for not teaching you
to hate back.
to hate back, and that there's a difference. No, we're people.
I mean, it got me mad and angry that somebody
Right.
got treated like crap, but it wasn't so much of me retaliating in hate or anything because I didn't know any better. It's just like,
Right. But that's what I'm
I was
saying.
like,
Kudos
how
to your
did you-
parents
How
for
dare
not
you.
teaching that there's a difference.
yeah,
You know, that there's just, we're all people.
yeah.
We're all humans,
But yeah, and I grew up that way though.
which is awesome.
But then as I grew older and reading more and meeting more people, like strong leaders. I mean, my parents are strong too, but there's also the humbling part. They be more humble.
Right.
You
Always
know,
be
and
humble.
how to react. You're in control of how you react to your situation.
You're in control. You mean you're responsible for your?
Yes.
What? Yeah.
So
I know you too.
I've learned to do that and just be surrounded by other strong leaders. And I'm like, well, there's also that fine line where, okay, enough is enough. It's time to stand up and speak out and take action. And
Because that's where the change happens.
yeah.
Educating
So-
people.
So
I
I
have
think
dog hair in my face. Wow. Thank
I'm
you,
used
Mo.
to that. I have dogs and cats. So
But it's like sometimes it's just at the right spot, and it
it tickles your nose.
Thank you, Mo, for sharing. Anyway.
But yeah, I guess I was like, I've seen it all, been through it all, and I've learned to balance it out.
And that's
and
all
I'm
it is.
still and I'm still learning.
And life is
I'm
a
still
balance,
learning.
and we never stop learning, because when we stop learning, we stop growing. When we stop growing, we're dying.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
So and I've learned to stay out of the gray area,
Yeah.
and I have to have people like you to remind me when I put myself in that gray area. I'm like, okay, it's either black or white. There's no gray area, because that's how my dad was. Either you are or you aren't. Don't say I don't know because you know. It's either you know or you don't know.
And you do. And here's the thing, we do know.
Yeah.
We do know, and it's like, and I keep saying too, when we say I'm trying, try is a cop out.
Like
No,
you don't
you're-
want it. You're not ready for
You're
it.
not. You're not trying, because you cannot try to pet the dog. I'm petting the dog. I'm not trying to pet the dog.
So I've been working on that.
And now I'm not petting the dog.
Like
but
I advise people, and I talk to my children that way. It's like don't put yourself in that gray area. Don't limit yourself. When you
Right.
start to think that way, then you start limiting yourself.
Exactly. But you know, we're so conditioned, and it's like all that what we're bombarded
doubt.
with, and the doubt and the self-talk and everything, you know. I mean, it's easy to go in that rabbit hole, but it's like once you have the awareness, and I talk about awareness all the time too. It's like, wait a minute, that's that area, that
Gray area.
bye, gotta go.
Yeah, because sometimes I catch myself in that little gray area.
I know, I love you too.
You know, and my husband gets really annoyed with that. I'm like, Carissa. Sometimes the gray area is the safe area. And in a sense, it's true, but then you're not going to go anywhere. You're stuck there.
Right. So I have a question. So your English name is Carissa.
Mm-hmm.
What's your Native American name? Do you have one?
Something I probably wouldn't share.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
It's just, I was taught, we only share that during ceremonies and prayers and stuff
Oh,
like that.
okay.
That's just how I was raised.
Oh no, and that's cool, and I
You
totally
know?
respect it. I was just curious, but no,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So Carissa,
Carissa.
the Navajo goddess.
But
No, I think
yeah,
you're amazing. So, and you do a lot because you're
a veteran.
veteran,
Yeah.
and your husband is still serving,
Yeah.
and so you do a lot for the veterans.
I try to do a lot.
Do you do what now?
I try to do a lot. Okay, I do a lot. You see?
I know.
You know?
It's a program.
You know what it is? It's too much. It's like you don't have too much pride. I'm just too humble to take credit for a lot of things that I've done out there, and I don't want to forget those people that were with me when I do a lot of these missions and all this work with our not just our Native community.
Nothing we do we can do on our own.
Yeah.
You know, it's always a team effort. It's always a team effort.
I think for me, it's like not all light should be shown on me, but I also want to share it with everybody else. I've always been that type of person.
No, I get that. Right.
You know, but yeah.
No, that's cool. So tell us a little. So you're part of a color guard. Tell us a little bit about that.
Actually, there's different color guards. There's different women veteran groups that has kind of grown. I started off with a couple of my friends who are still in the Sister Nations color guard. We started
The Sister Nations color guard?
Yeah, back in 2011. And we just kind of grew from there. Different females came through from, you know, a lot of them are vets and some of them are still serving, and we all come from different tribes and stuff like that. So different branches as well.
So that color guard is the whole sisterhood, then they're all Native American women.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're all women sisterhood, you know, but they're all Native American. Nice.
Yeah, we kind of started off small, you know.
Well, everything starts out.
We started here actually.
Oh, okay.
And, in the Springs area, Fountain area, we had some of the ladies that were here, and a lot of us are in the powwow circuit, which is we share a lot of different songs and dancing, you know. So just met through some friends locally through another in our Native community here. Kind of met up there and kind of just started off there.
I like that.
You know, they're like, and then people are like, hey, would you come out here and post colors with us? And hey, you know, it was kind of like a. They just slapped us together, threw us out there, like, and then.
But you know what? That's how some of the greatest things happen.
Yeah.
You know, they happen by chance, or they happen because a couple of people got together.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? Let's get together. Let's do this. You know, let's support each other. What can we do? How can we reach out, and how can we help more? Yeah. You know, and that's how most of the great companies, the great organizations, the great anything really happened was by, well, I don't believe in coincidences or chance, so, but they started out
everything
like that.
happens for a reason.
Everything does, yeah.
You know, but yeah, that's how we came together. I think when we all came together, we all had different thoughts and concepts and why we want to be a part of a group and why we want to create this group. I had different mindsets. She had a different one. She had a different one. You know, and we just kind of grew from there. You know?
You mean you all talked it out and figured out how you can come together?
We just.
What a concept!
We just
guys
slapped it together and just kind of roll with things.
Right.
Like people threw us curveballs. Like, okay, we can do that. You know, like, well, we weren't supposed. Our intention was this, but it just kind of grew. We started doing conventions and. You know, different things, and somehow we started speaking at events. Like, what? I thought we were supposed to just color guard and dance and have fun, but it just.
But I think it's so important to keep the culture alive and to share, you know, and let people know it's like, hey, we're not that different. Yeah. We're all the same.
Yeah, it's a lot of networking too within our Native community and stuff like that, and then at the same time, you know, being role models for our younger generations as well, like women empowerment in itself.
I like that.
And not only that, within that group, Sister Nations, you know, some of the other females that had joined, just me talking to them, they're like, well, I wanted to join this group because of, you know, the sisterhood, the empowerment, the motivation, because some of our ladies, you know, they have like PTSD and different, you know, different backgrounds and stuff like that, and they wanted that sisterhood, I guess. And everybody had their different reasons and stuff like that.
But you know, I mean, and I love when people come together. I mean, it's like, come together for a common something.
Yeah.
You know, and you come in for whatever reason. You know, it's like, maybe you just want to help others, or maybe you need help. You know, but that's what I love when people come together and they can put their differences aside, you know, and work together on a common goal, a common vision, a common something.
Yeah.
You know, to help each other, lift each other up, and it's like, hey, how can we help you? What can we do for you? It is so powerful.
Yeah.
When we do that, instead of it's like, oh well, you know, you don't look like me, you don't talk like me, you don't understand because you're not going through what I'm going through. Guys, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're all the same. We all go through the same thing. We experience it differently.
Yeah.
You know, but essentially we all go through the same stuff. We all have the same feelings. You know, we all want to be loved. We want to be accepted. We all need help, and it's okay to reach out for help.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it is so incredible to have groups, you know, like your sisterhood that you have. And can I join?
Sure. Be an auxiliary.
There you go.
Auxiliary member. But yeah.
I'm an excited member. No, but I mean, I think it's really good, and I really think it is so important to keep the cultures alive. You know, and to me, it doesn't matter what the culture. If it's Native American, if it's German, if it's Irish, if it's African, it doesn't matter. It's part of the history, and I think it is so important to keep it. Oh, okay. That was different, Mo. You found your toy, yay! He just came dashing in and was like, what? But anyway, no, but I think it's really important to keep that going, you know, because I think there's so much wisdom to be learned from the old ways that have gone by the wayside, but they are so crucial to help us as humans actually move forward, in my opinion. You know, so I think it's amazing that, kudos to you for taking us like, let's do this.
Yeah, I'm always the type of person that I try to be open-minded to a lot of things.
You try?
And I'm sorry, I am open-minded. Darn it.
Sorry, I can't help myself.
Jeez.
So, you know, every time she says try after this one, there'd be me sitting on her shoulder going, like, really? You're doing what now?
See, now I have to do self-reflection. Catch myself like, Chris, I'm positive.
But again, it goes to the program. It's like the stuff we say to ourselves and we listen to. You know, it's part of our culture. Well, I'm trying. Okay, it's your story.
You know what it is?
But
I have high expectations. It's that black and white, and I've always, I think my family and friends would say, you're an overachiever.
okay, and that's
You
bad
know?
how? That's how we get stuff
And
done.
I think it's because they probably think, oh, well, she is going to expect a lot from us. And I do.
And you do, and you should, and there's nothing wrong with that, because if you expect a lot from people and they know it, they step up their game, they elevate themselves.
Yeah.
Not to please you or whatever, well, in a way.
And some people take it wrong.
And some people take it wrong, but
You know?
what it really does, I think, if we have higher expectations, not just of ourselves, but of others as well, we're challenging them to step out of their comfort zone and really push themselves to their own potential.
Yeah.
And it's so fun, and I know you know that too, it's so fun to watch when they step up and they're like, wow, this was exciting, I had no idea I could do that, but
Exactly.
now I know I can.
I mean, that's how it is within our sisterhood. I'm like, you know, like we could be better, or I could be better, and you could be better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and but I grew up that way. That's how my dad was.
Right.
He had high expectations.
Well, I mean, always strive for more. Never say, don't be a settler. I love those commercials, by the way.
Like, you could go. I mean, my dad still
has
high expectations of me to this day and tomorrow.
And the thing is, always rise above. It's like, okay, you've reached that. What else can you do? You know, to take another step further.
And I refuse to fail. And sometimes I feel like I fail, but then again, I'm like, okay, gotta be positive, and it could be worse.
Yeah, but see, I don't believe in failure, because there's a bazillion possibilities to figure out a problem. There's a bazillion solutions for a problem usually.
It may take
But
10, 20 steps, but...
I mean, it took Edison, 10,000 tries before he figured out the light bulb, you know. But I think we give up.
You know what it is?
Before we...
Some of us get really selfish with our time. I do that.
And you should, because time is the most valuable commodity we have.
When I was young, I didn't think about time. I think I had all the time in the world. But now I'm like, man, I'm almost 50's around the corner.
Oh, please.
You know, I'm like, don't waste my time.
But here's the thing. You can always make as much money as whatever.
Yeah.
But there's only 24 hours in a day.
Mm-hmm.
There's only 24 hours in a day for everybody.
Yeah.
you know, and you can multitask. You can't, because you can only do one thing at a time. You cannot speak and think at the same time. You either speak or you think, or you do one thing or you do another thing. You cannot do two things at the same time. So you manage your the way you spend your time.
Yeah.
Okay. So time has become very valuable. To me, time is the most valuable commodity.
Yes.
Because I cannot add, and I cannot borrow time from tomorrow,
No.
and I cannot roll it over from yesterday, because this is not AT&T.
No.
You know, there's no rollover minutes, there's no rollover nothing.
Yeah.
It's like 24 hours.
Exactly.
What do you do in that time? You know, so the thing is like, what can I do? So I totally get it when you say that you don't want to waste time.
I'm stingy with my time.
You should be.
I've learned to do that, because before I used to just give my talent to everybody and I kind of forget about myself.
Yep.
Like everybody grows and I forget about me.
And that's very common, because that's what we're taught. It's like you're taught to
You know.
be good to others, help others, you know.
Exactly.
It's like put others first. No. Okay? You need to put yourself first, and that's not selfish, it's
that's
necessary.
when my family stepped in, like my uncles and them. Any advice I need or help, or if I'm stuck somewhere, I always go to them.
Mm-hmm.
Either my older relatives and stuff, especially my uncles, you know, because they keep it real.
Right.
Even though they're like, hey, I may hurt your feelings, but they lay it out. I'm like, well, maybe I needed to hear that. And they always said, Carissa, you need to always, if you're broken, how are you going to help others? You need to put energy within
You cannot
yourself.
pour from an empty cup.
Exactly. So I had to kind of remind myself on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
They're
but,
very
But they always say
wise.
Carissa's too nice. I'm like, okay, you see the nice Carissa, but don't bring the old Carissa back.
Well, right, but here's
know?
the thing. I mean, I had to learn too to set boundaries.
Yeah.
Not just for others, you know, but for myself.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is like, and I have people, you know, they want to come and talk, do business on the weekends. I'm sorry, I don't do business on weekends. Unless it's like a multi-million-dollar deal, then let's talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But generally, no. Because my weekends are for my family. They're for me. That's when I recharge my batteries. That's when I do things. Unless it's something I'm really interested in myself,
Yeah.
I will not do weekends. I have people say, oh, so you're coming to, I have an event this weekend. Are you coming? I'm like, sorry, I'm booked. I don't do weekends.
Yeah.
I don't do weekends, you know. But I had to set my own boundaries. And the other day too, I was like, I could do interviews every single day.
Yeah.
But I said, no, I'm not doing this because this is fun for me.
Yeah.
This is
Should
fun
be.
for me, and I want to give something to others, you know, to help them, lift them up and all of that. But it's very easy to let it take over.
Yep. I'm still learning to balance it all, being mom.
Right.
You know, and like right now we're all scattered everywhere. My husband's in Washington. I'm here. My children are in New Mexico.
Right.
And then I have my work and different things that I volunteer, you know, work with different organizations, either back home or different projects. So I have like a million things on my plate, and sometimes I'm like, what did I do yesterday? Did I eat breakfast? Did I eat lunch?
I know, right? It's like if it's not on my calendar, it's not happening. People are like, so, or my husband asked me, he's like, so what's on your schedule today? I'm like, I don't know. Hold on, let me look at my calendar.
I'm the same. I just kind of learned to just go with the flow,
Mhm.
and I don't let it. I shouldn't say try. I don't let it control me now.
See,
before I used
instead
to
of
stress
try-
myself out.
Right. No, you can, and
Meeting my
it's like,
deadlines.
and you need setting boundaries. And at first, you know, all the takers, they're used to you giving your time, and you know, Carissa's always saying yes, Beanie's always saying yes. Now you say no. They're like, what's wrong with you?
That's happened. That was my year this year where
Good
I
for
said
you.
no.
Good
No,
for you.
I'm sorry. No, I'm working on
And you
me.
know what? Most they will look at you like, what the heck, you know, and they might be a little offended. And here's the thing: they either get over it or they don't. Either
Or
way.
you don't talk to them again because
Again, like I said, they either get over it or they don't. Either way, you win.
and your circle gets smaller. I've noticed that this year. I've done that a
Yes.
lot. I said no. Well, I think some
All the
people-
takers fall away.
Yeah, they do.
All the
And they
takers
did.
fizzle away because
And they
they can
did.
no longer take.
You know.
Because now it's like, okay, if I do this.
But I'm happy. I'm happier though.
Imagine that. But here's the thing too, but if you go like, it's like, okay, I can do this for you. In exchange, could you do this for me?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, No? Well then, sorry, no deal.
See, that's the hard thing for me asking. I've always been like that all my life, asking. Like, I don't mind helping, but I think even my husband would remind me, like, it's okay to ask.
It is okay to ask.
And I'm like, so I'm still working on that.
And I learned something yesterday at the Women's Chamber, our luncheon, our speaker
I'm
was
going to be there, not next week, but is it next weekend or the 2 weekends? You guys?
the first Friday,
Yeah.
the breakfast, that's on September 6th.
Yes.
Yay! But I learned yesterday, instead of asking, can you help me? Because then people are like, well, sorry, no, I'm busy, blah, 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 blah. I need your help. Because then people...
That's direct.
Well, first of all, I need your help. And nobody will say, oh, sucks for you. People just won't say that. But they will say, oh, how can I help you? Then you can tell them what you need. And then the person, they can either help you or they can point you to somebody who can. Either way, you get the help you need. But instead of asking, can you help me? And I was like, oh, that's genius. That makes so much sense. I need your help. And it's okay to ask for help. It doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're less of a person. It just means that you need help. You are human. You cannot do it all on your own.
Just as I learned from my family, they're like, you know what, English words is so manipulated. It can manipulate it, put holes in it, whatever. It can mean so many things. But with our language, it's direct, to the point. There's no gray area.
Yeah, there's no...
And I never really realized that until they sat me down. They're like, no, you have to say it this way. Because in our language, we don't have those words because you poke holes in it, it can be manipulated.
It's all fluff and, yeah.
And just like...
And I think that's why you and I connected, because I'm a very direct person too, and people are like, really, Vinnie? You could have not said it a little nicer. I said, maybe, but you needed to hear that, and that's the best way I could come out right now.
And we're surrounded by that.
Right.
That's what, I'm sure with your husband being in the military before he retired and stuff, it's direct.
Yes. It is.
And I grew up that way, and then being in the military, and then being around my husband, it's just direct.
I know, because my thing is like, be direct with me.
I'm that type of person.
I might give you a look like, what the fire truck is wrong with you? And initially I might, get my little feelings hurt a little bit, but in the end, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I will love you even more for it because that's honesty.
Yeah.
And that's what I value. It's like, give it to me straight. I tell people, when I try to get like quotes for something and they're telling me all the blah, 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 and
like,
the blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, time out. I'm a bottom line kind of girl.
Yeah.
I don't care this, that, blah, blah, blah. Bottom line. How much is it going to cost me in the end? And am I getting what I need? Give it to me straight.
Straight to the point.
Don't blow smoke up my nose. No. And that's, I think, why you and I really connected, because they're like...
Straight to the point.
In your face.
You can or you can't.
Right.
Don't waste my time. And it's okay if you can't.
It's okay.
I may be a little bit hurt, but it's okay. I'll
Right.
get over it.
I'll get over it and we'll become best friends because I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I know when I have something real going on, I can go to you.
Yeah.
And you will not sugarcoat it for me. You're like, you know what? Bam! Stupid!
Exactly.
And I appreciate that. Maybe not in that moment, but...
Yeah, that's how my marriage is.
In the end, I appreciate that. I think that's how it should be.
Straight to the point.
It's to the point and honesty, because my philosophy is lie to me, play me, and I'm done. I won't even say goodbye.
I grew up with brothers like that, my uncles. They're straight to the point. Like, I'll be hurt, but I've learned to have thick skin, I think.
But here's the thing.
But
it comes from a place of love.
Yeah.
And it's to help you grow, because now you're thinking, it's like, oh, wait a minute, maybe they are right. Maybe.
That's how our elders, my family, spoke
that's
to
how you
me
learn. That's how
growing up. Sat me down and didn't sugarcoat nothing. And they always tell me, we're not going to sugarcoat nothing. This is how it is. And
that's awesome. See, I wish
they just lay it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a little bit hurt, but I've learned to okay, let me bring the positive out of it and learn
They have
from
cushions for that.
Yeah, That's when my mom and my aunties come in and they console me.
No, I was thinking of, you know, the rings you can sit on. Like literally cushions for that.
Cushions, yes. But yeah, I've always grown up that way though. All my
I
life.
love that. So for you being Native American and female, you know, I'm sure there's a bunch of challenges.
Yes, as a Native woman.
I mean, not just within your with your people, but I'm talking like on
Because they have
outside the
you
fence.
know what it is? They have high expectations from a Native woman, especially just Native. I remember.
So when
that
you say
in
they have high expectations, is it your people that have the high expectations, or is it
the outside
is
world?
the outside world? Okay.
You know, I was like, I need to hunt down my drill sergeants from back in the 90s and ask them what mindset they had of me and from me and what their expectations and why they thought that and where they picked up that idea from. They think that, I think they think you're invincible. I don't know. I think they probably thought we had extra powers. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's from the movies that they watched. I don't know.
Or being, you know, the other side, maybe they were amazing leaders and they saw your potential.
Probably. I don't know, because back then we weren't able to ask those questions.
Right, but you see what I'm saying?
But
it may have nothing to do with the
I
fact
was only
that
18.
But yeah, but it may have nothing to do with the fact that you're Native American. It might actually have to do with the fact that they're amazing leaders and they saw your potential.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. I'm like, was I supposed to cry?
I like that better anyway.
Yeah. Because I didn't show any emotions. I just had that straight face. Nothing. They couldn't, maybe they couldn't read me. I don't know what it was. I wasn't emotionally, like some people, females around me, they broke down, they cried, and they, you know, but I didn't. I didn't do none of that. I was straight faced.
So you
inside, I was crying and I was in pain.
So you were going, it's like,
show it.
This is not the way of our people.
I don't know what it is.
It's just, I don't know, it's just popped in my head.
Just straight face,
Hi.
And I think they were just trying to break me. I don't know. They can only answer that.
You're right.
Like, man, I need to go hunt them down.
Yeah, but that was
and
a long...
have them sit in this chair.
Okay, challenge accepted.
Interview them and say, what were you thinking?
What the fire truck? Right.
But,
so
yeah, I think they just had I feel like we had more hurdles to jump versus a male species.
Yeah, but that was a while ago. But I mean, has that changed at all now?
Yeah.
Right? So you think there's like an overall...
I had to do extra.
Bigger awareness, but I mean, no,
back then.
But back then. But I'm talking like
as
now.
Of now.
You know, do you think there's a bigger awareness, a bigger tolerance of people, and maybe they're realizing it's like, oh, you're human like me. That's awesome. I don't know. I mean,
I think the older generations probably think that way.
Okay.
The younger generation is still stuck in ignorance. I mean, I've seen it and I see it.
Right.
Either on social media or in person.
Oh, okay.
And I noticed the older generation is, I think they've learned and they've grown.
Okay.
You know? So, but yeah, I mean, some people would say, well, you guys, I could say, hey, you females have it easier today than back in my day. But then I've also heard that from my mother and my grandma as well, you know?
So it goes in circles too.
I guess so. I'm like, But yeah, I just think there's just a lot more tools, a lot more, I don't know how to describe that.
No, it's okay. Yeah. So what would you tell people? You know, what you wish they would change, like, you know, to, I don't know, maybe not change their mindset, but maybe the with the stereotypes or that stigma, you know, to get past that. And it's like, what, I don't know, it's like your message to the masses, you know, to just, okay, here's one, stop it.
Ask, read,
You're right.
meet people. I mean, there's different ways on overcoming.
And stop that us versus them thinking on anything. There's no. We're all us. This is us. We're the human race. This is Earth. This is our home. That's how I look at it. You know, I don't look at it that it's like, oh, you're so different from me because you're Native American and I am so white, you know, blah, 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 and or I'm better or what. No. To me, that's a bunch of...
At the end of the day, we're humans.
At the end of the day, we bleed red and we have to wipe our own. That's what I keep saying. You know, because it's like... But what I love about your culture is your traditions and your connection to Mother Earth and your connection to the spirits. You know, that... Because it's not as convoluted as it is on the... I just call it the Western side here. You know, that it's like... Because, you know, we're the white people, we're better and we're superior and whatever. No. See, I never believed that, and that was never who I was. I was always like, ooh, teach me about your culture. I think this is fascinating.
You've always been an open-minded person, though.
Well, yeah, there's that. That's it too. Thank you. No, but I mean, I just wish more people would have that sense of wonder like a child. You know, like, wow, that is so cool. Tell me about your culture. Help me understand. You know.
I'm the same way with other cultures when I meet other people.
And I think that's the way it should be, because we can learn so much from each other. We can grow so much just listening to other humans that are not like us. Which, really, our DNA is the same, 100%. We have little different markers which make up our skin color and our hair and our whatnot, but the DNA itself is the same. Human. Right? So, but I just really wish more people would reach out and it's like, ooh, you look different. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, tell me about you. Where do you come from? Tell me about your culture. Tell me about your family. Tell me about, you know, how do you see the world? That would be so,
People need to just ask questions.
Right.
And
don't be afraid.
And not only that, don't lump us in all, like, we're all Native and we all think the same and we all have the same cultural and tradition and ceremony. It's different.
It's different.
We all have our different
We are all different.
We all practice our beliefs differently.
Right, and so does everybody. I mean, here in America, you know, in Germany, there's like the South and the North are different, the East and the West are different. I mean, it's
just like the Irish. I didn't know there's differences in Irish cultures.
Oh my gosh, there's differences in every culture.
Exactly.
You know, but it's a whole, we're all the same, we're humans. It's like...
I always tell people, just ask questions, and if you're doing something with our culture, don't be afraid to come out and reach out to us. We're always willing to help. Don't just run with it and be ignorant and giving out misinformation.
And the other thing too is if you need clarification on something, instead of making assumptions, which that's
I always say ask.
Always ask. Well, but we're so conditioned to just make assumptions automatically because, you know, we're so smart and we have the internet and all of that.
I think we all do that. I do
Right,
that
I mean,
sometimes.
we're humans. That's what we do. But I encourage everybody to not do that, to stop, you know, and just think, oh, wow, you're different. But find the common ground.
Yeah. Find
the common ground. It's like, oh, you're a mom? Hey, me too. Bam. Now we're not strangers anymore. We're moms.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's always something to connect us somehow,
white German chick and Native American chick. No, we're moms.
Our military wives.
Well, that too. Right. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, we have so much in common with everybody. There's something that you have in common with everybody. You know.
Yeah.
And I think instead of focusing on the differences, I think we should more focus on the commonalities. And what we have in common, and how can we grow this, and how can we reach out to others and let them know it's like you're not alone.
And not only that, you know what I've learned how can I approach, if there's an issue and if it offends me or if it's wrong, it's easy to go in there and attack.
That's easy, but that's our condition.
But I was like, well, maybe there's a different way on approaching and reaching out to this person on why they shouldn't do it this way. Maybe they should take, just to
and sometimes, well, you don't know what the other person is going through either.
Yeah.
Where they're coming from, where their perspective is coming from. It's like, and sometimes just pull them to the side. It's like, hey, are you okay?
Yeah.
Is everything okay? Do you need to talk? I'm here. I know you don't know me from Adam, but I'm a good listener, and sometimes it helps to just let it out to to a stranger.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, or help me understand your viewpoint, because I'm not getting it. I'm just not getting it.
Yeah.
So help me understand where you're coming from. You know, I mean, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. It's not difficult to be human and to reach out and just to be compassionate.
Every time I speak to my family all the time, I'm like, you guys make life sound so simple, and I'll go through my problems, and then they say the same thing. It's really not hard.
It's not. We
I was like-
overthink it. We overcomplicate it for no reason at all.
And then I feel better. I'm like, okay, I feel
Right. But I mean that's who we are. We're like, oh my God, maybe it was my fault. Maybe it's something I did and blah blah
better.
blah.
Yeah.
And we just go on this, and we call it the hamster wheel. We just go on, and it stop. Life is simple. Life is so simple. It's just we complicate it unnecessarily.
I've learned that in big groups and organizations where I'm like, it shouldn't be that hard. It's really simple.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when I speak that way to some different organizations, through groups that I work with or help with, and they just look at you like, what do you mean it's simple? Well, this is our mission, this is our goal, and
There we go. Poof. Right.
you know.
No, it's good. But I was just thinking too on the try. So instead of saying try, say I'm working on it.
I'm working on it.
I'm working on it.
Tell my husband that I'm working on it.
I know. It's like,
I'm working
but
on
I'm
it.
working on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway, I guess our time is up. Done. No.
Finito.
No, but thank you so much for coming and for sharing, and
It's always fun.
you're amazing,
It's always fun.
and I love you,
I know.
and I'm glad we're connected. It's like you're my tribe, because you know your vibe attracts your tribe. We
We'll adopt you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks. But seriously, guys, hope this was helpful to you. Get you little insights. You know, take some reflection. It's like maybe you can approach it from a little different angle when somebody comes at you in a not so positive way. It's like, remember, they're going through their own stuff too. They really do. And life is not hard. We make it hard.
Yeah,
We make it hard. So anyway, that was it for today. Thank you all for watching. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Be happy, be kind, be love. Till next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.